Are you looking for all the latest pro football news and content? Of course you are. Who doesn't love football? The question is, how do you get all the latest pro football news and content? There's so many different pro football podcasts on the internet. Which one do you choose? Which one is the right fit for you? Well, you go with the Cross the Middle Show, one of the fastest growing football podcasts out right now. Over the past year, we've climbed the Spotify rankings and become a show you have to listen to if you're a football fan. Find out if the Ravens will go all the way with Odell Beckham Jr., find out if the Eagles did enough to make it back to the Super Bowl. You'll get all of our best stories for just $1 per month. All you have to do is sign up by clicking the link in the episode description box. So we got another show for you guys today. We're going to start with the Kareem Hunt story. So the Steelers are kicking the tires when it comes to Kareem Hunt. They're thinking about signing Kareem Hunt because they want to keep Najee Harris fresh, and they think Kareem Hunt might be able to help them do that. I think we can all agree Kareem Hunt would help them do that. So we can see why the Steelers would be interested in going after someone like Kareem Hunt. I also think it makes sense because Kareem Hunt played for the Browns. So the Steelers got a close-up of Kareem Hunt. They faced him plenty of times in that division. They saw what he's capable of. They know exactly what he can do. And that's why he might make sense for the Steelers to kind of spell Najee Harris. Obviously it would hurt Najee Harris's production because he would share touches with Kareem Hunt. At the same time, though, if you can keep Najee Harris healthy and not get him too banged up, kind of scale back the hits a little bit that he's going to take throughout his career, usually that's a good thing for running backs when it comes to the long haul, because we all know how physically demanding that position is. We all seen what happened to these running backs this offseason where they kind of are being disrespected because these owners and these teams are scared to trust the running back position when it comes to contracts. Not that Najee Harris won't be re-signed or anything like that. I'm sure he will be. The Steelers are going to probably, take care of him when that time comes. It's just about making sure that he's healthy and, that he's going to be healthy for a long time. Really, I think that's what the Steelers are thinking by kicking the tires on Kareem Hunt. Now, can you imagine that backfield? A backfield with Najee Harris and Kareem Hunt? I mean, that's a 1-2 punch. I mean, the Browns had a good 1-2 punch with Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt. Najee Harris and Kareem Hunt, that's pretty filthy too. For the Steelers, for a team that's always been committed to running the ball and, having a good offensive line, a good running attack throughout all those years, getting Kareem Hunt would be just another step in the right direction when it comes to running the football and, establishing a ground game that can really punish defenses and set the tone and get safeties to creep up in the box and get more loaded boxes, which would open things up for Kenny Pickett in the passing game, because you can't do both things at the same time. You're either going to load up the box and try to stop the run, which opens up the pass, or you're going to go too high and open up some running lanes underneath. That's just basically how it goes as far as these defenses go. I'm excited to see how all this will play out. I really am. If Kareem Hunt goes to the Steelers, I think that's a big pickup for them. The fact that they can just sign him as a free agent for basically nothing. They don't have to give up anything to get him. The price with these running back contracts isn't going to be too steep. I mean, you're talking about a move that can make a team a lot better. Signing Kareem Hunt's certainly one of those moves. And I like what he would bring to the team from a physicality standpoint. They'd be much more physical with Kareem Hunt in that backfield. The running game, the check downs, the screens. There's so many things that Kareem Hunt can bring to a team. If you have Najee Harris there too, I mean, you have two really physical running backs. The thought of teaming them both up, that's a hell of a tandem. The Steelers have to like the thought of that because it's really going to put them on the map as far as running backs go. And I mean, it's something they should do. Why wouldn't you do it? If you can just sign Kareem Hunt, why would you not do that? I mean, it has to be done because it's going to ultimately give your team the best chance at winning. It's going to make Kenny Pickett's life a lot easier. I mean, the play action passes are going to open up. It's the right move for this team. I mean, really, signing Kareem Hunt is basically the right move for almost any team, unless you have two running backs in the backfield that are both really good. I mean, any other team, even if you just have one running back that's good, I mean, signing Kareem Hunt is still a smart decision. Look at the Steelers. They have one running back that's really good, Najee Harris, but they still want to sign Kareem Hunt because it's just a big pickup for the team. You have Mike Tomlin there that can mentor Kareem Hunt and make sure he's, handling things the right way off the field. Mike Tomlin is a great leader, a great mentor, and we all know that he's a winner when it comes to coaching these teams for the Steelers. Always finds a way to churn out a winning season. I think he can bring out the best of Kareem Hunt too. So it's a great fit for Kareem Hunt. It's a great fit for the Steelers. We'll see if they end up going after Kareem Hunt and getting a deal done, because it would honestly be smart if they did. The other story we have is the Jahan Dotson story. So I really like this Jahan Dotson guy from the Washington Commanders. I think he really showed something as a rookie. Just a really competitive player right out of the gates. Can go up and get the football, smooth in and out of his breaks. A really fluid player. The fact that he was doing that as a rookie really surprised me, and I was like, the Commanders have something here with this rookie. I mean, clearly he can play. There's no denying that. I think everybody that's a Commanders fan feels the same way. The Dotson pick was a good pick. It's a pick that they can count on for years to come. Someone that is going to certainly pan out, or already has panned out, I guess you can say, because I'm a firm believer that the guy is here to stay and someone that's going to be in the mix for a long time, just because you don't see those skill sets all the time. A guy that's that fluid in and out of his breaks, guy that's that competitive from day one, guy that can go up and get the football, someone that is really a good player opposite of Terry McLaurin, because we've always talked about Terry McLaurin with the Commanders and how much he brings to the table and how he's one of the better receivers in the National Football League. Well, now by adding Jahan Dotson on the opposite side, the Commanders have something there on the offensive side of the ball. They have weapons that can, make this offense tick, so to say, which, I mean, is impressive. The Commanders are a team that can, be in the hunt because they do have weapons. They do have a good defense. There's something there. There's things to work with. It's not like they're depleted of talent. Like 2-3 years ago, they were much more depleted of talent. You look at where they're at now, I mean, they're getting closer. That's for sure. Jahan Dotson, I like the fact that he is, someone opposite of Terry McLaurin that is attracting the defense to him. They have to roll the coverage to him a little bit, because if you just, leave him one-on-one and roll the coverage all to Terry McLaurin, Jahan Dotson's going to eat you up one-on-one. So they have to account for Jahan Dotson when they play against this offense with the Commanders. I think Jahan Dotson is also going to make Sam Howell's job a lot easier. Sam Howell is coming into a system where he's got weapons, so he can at least have a shot at hitting the ground running and being a quarterback that is at least serviceable for this team. I think he can be better than serviceable, if we're being honest. I think he can end up being a good player and one of the biggest steals of the draft from that past year. I like the fact that he's like another Baker Mayfield. I know some people don't like Baker Mayfield, but when you get him later on in the draft and he's a steal of the draft, there's a lot of value there. It's not like you took this guy in the first round. And with Jahan Dotson and Terry McLaurin, you might be surprised by this Washington Commanders offense. I remember when they played the Bucs in the playoffs, they were competitive then on the defense side of the ball, but they weren't really competitive on offense. This is different. This isn't like the past 5 years. Outside of that year they went to the playoffs, they weren't really that competitive, especially on the offensive side of the ball. They were competitive on defense, but now the Commanders are going to have a real shot at being competitive on offense too. They still got that defensive front, Jonathan Allen, Chase Young, guys that can play. So I'm excited about this situation. I'm excited about the Commanders' offense. I think they have a shot at really surprising a lot of people this year. I think Jahan Dotson can build on his strong rookie campaign and show that he is a legitimate wide receiver in the National Football League, someone that can be a weapon for that offense for years to come, someone that is definitely a big contributor for the team to the point where, he could be a 1B. Terry McLaurin's 1A, but Jahan Dotson can be the 1B. And when you're in a situation where you have two guys that are capable of being the number one, well, suddenly your offense makes a huge jump because you have these guys that are capable of beating the guy lined up across from them. They're capable of being, big-time players in this system. I think Sam Howell has a target to his left and his right that are going to be matchup nightmares for the defense. It's something to keep an eye on. I'm telling you guys that. Watch out for the Commanders. They're a dark horse. A lot of people might not be too high on them, but I'm telling you guys right now, they're a team that can surprise some people. They are, because they have these weapons in Terry McLaurin, Jahan Dotson. I'm excited to see what Brian Robeson does. There's some pieces there, and I think Sam Howell's going to be better than people realize. So it's going to be fun to watch. I'm excited. I'm going to root for the Commanders a little bit just because I think they're heading in the right direction, and at least that's something that they can be proud of because the team does seem to be getting better. And I think, Jahan Dotson is going to be better than he was a year ago. That big year as a rookie really sets him up well because now he's coming into year two with all this confidence. And guess what? NFL players usually make the biggest jump in their second year. That's when they come in and really get a lot better because they know all their teammates. They know the system. They know what to expect from the National Football League. When you come in as a rookie, you're a little bit timid, wondering what you're going to be going up against. That's not going to be the case with Jahan Dotson. He's going to be, hitting the ground running and doing everything he can to be a playmaker for Sam Howell and the Commanders offense. Really, that's all I got for this latest episode. Thank you guys for tuning in. Check us out for $1 a month. You can be a member, so make sure you look into that. Only $12 a year. You can be a member, support independent journalism, and make sure that all this pro football news and content keeps coming out. You do that by signing up for $1 per month. Thank you guys so much for listening. Have a good night.